Hey everybody, I'm Lex.
I'm Brig.
Are you sure?
Pretty positive.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Right now, anyway.
Hey, it's PDQ A. Just want you guys to know I do not play well with stupid people. I wanted it to say end users, but you know.
So anyway. This is going to be a rough one for everybody.
We're
Yep.
Every time you guys stump us, Brig and I'll punch somebody.
I don't know.
Or have a drink. But should we get it?
Yeah,
let's do it.
All right.
First question of the day. Dear Lex and Brig, can I use the auto deployment to deploy Windows monthly rollup security only update to all my unpatched workstations? Also, can I use the collection library Windows updates as the target for the auto deployment? Sincerely, Jeffrey O.
Jeffrey, yes, you can.
Yes.
Although monthly rollup and security only updates, Chris, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but those two are separate and unique things. Correct?
Yes, and those are only for Windows 7, Windows 8, not for Windows 10.
Yep. Yeah, Windows 10 is the cumulative.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're going to show...
in inventory,
I love this question.
here are
Jeffrey, I love this question, by the way.
cumulative updates. These are the pre-built collections.
Yep.
Apparently we've got 6 machines that have an old version.
We do. Yep.
Of the 1703. Now, we can set that up in auto-deploy and deployment. You go to the package library. You want to take them through the rest of this?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Package library.
We're already there. We got to just unfilter the reader.
Oh,
there.
yeah. Bye, reader. And we'll go to Windows Updates. And we're choosing Windows 10 on this one, right?
Yep, Windows 10 on this
So
one
we've got a
specifically.
cumulative update for the various, you can see here, so these are all the Windows 10.
You need to apply them to the appropriate machines.
Yep.
So
You do.
we're
So-
looking at 1703.
Yeah, so we're 773, bring that in. We're going to create a new auto deployment, and this is how we're going to schedule it. We're just going to create a new schedule. That's going to be fine. We're going to do this monthly, and we want to probably, there will be like an automatic approval period, so we're just going to go ahead and say that we want to do this on, what do we want to do, the day of the month? No, we want to do the day of the week. Do Tuesday, second Tuesday.
You want to go right after patch 2?
Right.
Yeah,
patch.
because
No.
no, because you've got an approval window of 7 days.
Okay, well, it's going to go. This is where we're going to have a debate now.
Okay, all right.
So you set that to go on patch Tuesday. Okay. It gets out patch Tuesday 7 days later. It's going to be a whole month before that thing gets deployed again.
So how about the third Tuesday? Or
Third.
third.
Let's
Okay,
go
the
to
third.
Tuesday.
All right, okay, so you win.
Yes, first time. In your face.
It's because I'm not Shane, man.
Brig has to drink now.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Brig
All right.
has to drink. All right.
Okay, that's easy.
Cheater.
So
Delicious.
When we go to targets, right? I mean, obviously this
Yeah.
is set targets. So the important part here is you're going to want to link to, not choose your targets.
Yes. So, yeah, choose targets you can. No. Link to.
Yeah,
Always
no.
use link to. Choose targets is there for specific targets, but you
It's
always
going
want
to
to
make a
link to.
static list. You want to link
Yep.
to your collection library here.
Yep. So, and we already have Windows 10 version 1703, cumulative update old. I've already selected that. Now, the nice thing about auto deployments, because we maintain the package library and the collection library, because we maintain those, they automatically update every time that there is an update. So this will always, your old machines will always go into the old, then they'll move out once they get the package.
Yep.
Options, another important thing, stop deploying to targets once they succeed.
Very important.
Super important. I've noticed some difference in behavior. So it used to be that this was always on by default, and now with the latest builds, 14.1 and 14.2, I've noticed that that's not checked by default in some instances. So just be careful.
Check it.
Make sure that's checked.
Yeah.
And then offline settings, whatever you have on there, and then target history. This is obviously where we will keep that. And then that's it. That's your schedule.
Well, I would name it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's 1703.
Yep.
Cumulative. But yeah, that's it. That's how you do that. So
I hope I'm spelling that right. I'm a terrible
Close
speller, by the
enough.
way.
it works for me.
All right. I'll understand what it means.
Of course, Chris has been on here. There's a fancy schedule.
There's a fancy schedule.
Yep.
So then here's my auto deployments, and you'll see the little bang here. This will probably be going away, and it's just saying that this is downloading. And once
The
it's
latest
done
and greatest.
downloading, then yeah, you'll have that. But anyway, that is the easiest way to do it now. So what'll happen is next month, when the update comes up, all of those machines will be moved to old, and then that will deploy out the new package. It'll automatically update. It will deploy out the new package, and that cycle will repeat forever without you having to do anything ever.
Set it. Forget
Forget it. Yep. So do the same thing with Java, Chrome, all the things.
All the packages do it.
So
Yeah.
nice.
Save yourself
so
the trouble.
nice. Yep. In fact, I have this. I actually have it set up on my home network to do all of my machines, and I think that I've looked at PDQ and PDQ inventory because it's a simple network, maybe like once in the last year or something like that, and everything's just updated. Oh, Chrome, yeah, everything. It's great. It's fantastic. So
Nice.
anyway, yeah.
Looks like we had another
Okay.
one, man.
Dear Lex and Brig, if I wanted to use PDQ Deploy to push the PDQ Deploy console to the rest of my staff, now that we are getting more licenses, which registry keys do I need to bundle up as part of the package? I recall seeing it on the forum, but can't locate the post. Thanks in advance, Stephen V.
Hey, Stephen. It just so happens I read this one before
Yes.
the show, so we've actually got this one ready.
Yep.
If you go to HKey Local Machine Software Admin Arsenal, there's your deploy and inventory. You'll notice you got your licensing, that kind of thing. Oh, centered, boom. You actually want to read this? There we go.
Preferably.
So if you grab those folders, I believe, if you push those out, you're going to be okay.
Yeah,
I haven't actually tested that, but
no. And I was talking to, so Colby actually did a reply on the forum post on this, and you have to kind of massage the licensing a little bit. We're going to actually include that in the bonus content so that you'll have access to that, because Colby's included a little code snippet that you can just copy and paste and use that as well. But yeah, these are pretty much basically, it's the license mode. Chris, help me out here. License mode. What are the other? There's a couple of other ones too.
Depending upon what you're doing, if they already have it installed, just make sure that you're not overriding any of the ones they have.
Yeah.
Or if you're doing a brand new install on a machine, and you don't want to go through the wizard.
Yeah.
There's the wizard has finished and set that to one. I forget the exact value, but
Yeah.
I mean, someone could probably post on here because Colby probably knows off the top of his head and is probably typing it right now.
Yeah. Colby.
So,
if
Colby,
you're-
yeah. Hook us
Chat.
up, bro.
Yep. Yeah. A link, whatever. But we're also going to include that in the bonus content as well, so they could refer to it later. But yeah, that's basically it. That's just those keys. Push that out. That's a really good question, by the way.
Yeah.
Really good. And oh, just to call out, if you are going to push this out, make sure and use the /s as the silent parameter. That's all that we require if you're going to do it.
Well, we do require licensing, though.
Well, yeah,
Make sure you have your
licensing.
licenses,
Yes.
okay? All right.
All right.
Massimo is back, my friends. Dear Lex and Brig, in a central server configuration, can I connect a version 13 client to a version 14 server and vice versa?
No, you cannot. You cannot.
No.
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 And we're going to show what
right.
happens if you do that.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So
By the
you
way,
see
thanks
here-
for sending this early. Gave us a chance to prep this for you, man.
Massimo's back. It's been a while. All right. So you can see here that I am operating in central server mode, and I am operating at version 4.2.
14.
14.2, not 4.
Yeah.
I just saw the 4.
We added an extra 10 versions in there somewhere along the line. So
Oh, I don't know.
Jim John.
I just-
I don't understand what
I
that
don't. How am I? Why am I this?
is. Cause
Why are you Heineken?
No. Why am I Al?
Wow.
I don't know. Oh, technical difficulties.
Yeah. All right. Just close it and reopen it, man. Mo better.
All right.
There, right there. Right there. Even better.
Yep.
Live show, everybody.
Live show.
Living it live.
There we go. All right.
La Vida Live Loca, something like that.
Yeah. So the deploy version that's running on this is 14.1. So this will work also with 13 or anything like that. So if I connect to this, it's also set up to client mode, and it's going to Guinness.
So you upgraded Guinness
Yep.
without upgrading this, and this is the message.
So this
you're
is the
gonna
message. So this is actually really cool because now I can download and install now. So or I can download the update file if I want to do it later. But I can just download and install now. This is a really cool thing. Just boop.
get. How does that sound go again? Boop. Boop. It's done.
It actually, well, it's not done, but it's
Well,
like it's
it'll be
the
boop
process.
done.
It'll be boop.
All right. Boop.
Don't you make noises when you're doing your system administration?
They're just keyboard sounds, man. That's about as fast as I type, though.
Disable user. Boop. Delete C drive. Boop.
I don't like either of those things.
All right.
now that you've
dash
booped-
RF slash. Beep.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I've walked past your office here, boop, and they're like, oh, man,
Oh, no.
you just did something.
Messing
did you just
stuff
take down the entire? I did. All right. So
There you
now
go,
we're
man.
all good. We're updated. Everything's great. Fantastic. So now that we can connect up to Guinness, and that's it. So it's a pretty simple process. I mean, and to go back to that last question too. You can, if you don't want your help desk or your other administrators to have to do this manually, you can just push it out. Push it out to the server first. Obviously, just download it manually, but then push it out to all of the clients.
Yep.
But yep, that's it.
Hopefully your crew can handle that.
Yeah, they should.
If they're using it, they should be able to. And
Yep.
boop, we're done.
Dear Lex and Brig, how can I use file or registry conditions or another method to deploy a package, e.g. VPN software, only to laptops and not desktops? Sincerely, Fast Eddie C.
Hi, Eddie.
Eddie.
Good question. Eddie. Good question. Okay, so also, this is a forum post. And if I may just take just a moment here to talk about our forum. Forum's really useful for answering these kinds of questions that are specific to like PDQ Deploy and PDQ Inventory, but it's also a really good place just to get general help as far as like just because we're all system administrators, so we can all help each other doing this. Colby's actually answered this or a similar one. We'll include that in the bonus content as well. But as far as like using deploy file or registry conditions, it is possible that you can use a registry condition to look for the power settings, because usually Windows is pretty intelligent about finding out whether or not that's going to be portable laptop for the power settings. You could use that, but really the best idea is to use inventory and then create a collection out of that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to kind of just walk you through like what I would do on a particular thing. So first, what I want to do is I want to see what kind of chassis types I have in my environment. So I'm just going to create a basic report. I mean, and this is really very basic. So I'm going to do computer, just drop another one, because I want to know the name of it, just because I always do. And then I'm going to choose the chassis type. That's it. I'm going to make sure that I select the collection source, and it's going to be appropriate. All computers, yes. And I'm going to run that report. Then, convenient, because I don't want to have to scroll through all of this, I'm just going to do the group by this column. Now I know exactly what
Desktop,
I have.
laptop.
So I've got, desktop, laptop, notebook, other, portable, space saving, and sub notebook. What sub
What is
notebook
space saving?
Space saving, I think it's just smaller. It's like the micro, smaller. There's also pizza box, lunch box.
Are there
some of the
really?
other words? Yeah, what are some of the other weird ones?
Is Pizza Box that's a real?
Yeah,
It's a real
actually,
chassis type
It's
pizza
in,
box?
it's in there. There's like 24 of them.
What does that
You
look
get
like?
sub notebook
I
and
don't
all
know.
these crazy stuff. Sealed chassis or something.
Oh, I can't type.
All right. No, this is okay.
Yeah.
I don't know a list.
Is this the
If this
one?
doesn't come out the box.
There we go.
Oh my goodness. Really?
Yeah, there's 24 types. Yeah, and
Lunch
that's all.
box. Wow.
Yeah, lunchbox, tower,
I'm looking for the pizza,
That's
man.
what's number
handheld. Oh,
5.
pizza is right there. Pizza box.
Number
Number 5.
five. Wow.
Number 5. Docking
All right.
station.
So there are some things you can filter for.
I
I
thought
need to know if we have any
docking
pizza
station.
boxes on the network.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah. Anyway, so now that I filtered this out, now I know like, oh, okay, so I know that laptop is one. I know that notebook is another. Portable. Space saving? No. Sub notebook? I don't even know what that is, but sure. Okay. And now I can. So now I can say, all right, now I can create a collection out of this. I can either create a collection from this, but what I actually want to do is I'm just a little bit cleaner. I just create a new dynamic
Really?
collection. I know.
You know, I have to drink to that because I didn't know they had a pizza box as a type. So I'm going to drink to that.
Okay.
I can't not drink and not go every time.
And what are you drinking, by the way?
Lagavulin today.
Nice.
I mean, Lagavulin and Coke.
So guys, I think Pizza
Yeah.
Box is just this right here.
Oh.
I-
Yeah. That makes sense.
I haven't been able to find any other ones. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know.
All right. And then actually we're going to switch this to any because we don't want, obviously, if we switch it to all and then we go put in another one, it's going to be blah, blah. That's not going to work out very well. So we're just going to do 2.
I bet if you type CH, it'll jump to chassis.
I know. You know, me and shortcuts
Okay, all
are
right,
not
all right.
friends. I know.
I'm just going to stand back,
just
bite
all right.
my tongue as I'm like,
chassis types. I know. No, you should tell me because then that's the way that I learn and then everybody else does. So these are our, this is our collection. So now I can do the exact same thing that we did in the earlier question. I can actually say, okay, so my deployment, I want to go ahead and deploy whatever.
My VPN
say Java 8,
client
VPN.
to
Yep.
my
And then,
laptops.
yep, set up a schedule. Do I have a schedule? Where are my schedules? Let's just do the fancy schedule. That's got to be Chris's.
Totally
know,
is.
And I'm going to link to.
We're going to,
And I'm going to go to PDQ Inventory.
oh, you're getting some fancy schedules there, Chris.
Fancy schedules. Chassis types.
Chassis types. Boom. Attached.
Oh, and these, I don't know. Chris.
There you go.
Gone.
We
Chris
just-
strikes again.
Yes.
Sysadmin versus sysadmin live.
Yep. So then that's all. That's chassis types.
There you go.
And again, options. Make sure stop deploying once they succeed. Otherwise, you continue to do that. And then you can also. I have a trigger here. I'm gonna also do a heartbeat, just because I want to get those clients, obviously, that are off the network or
When they come
turned
back
off.
in,
When
yep.
they come back in, I want to deploy that VPN client. Well, in this case, Java, to those. But I only want to do it to the laptops. So that's basically how you would do
Yeah.
that. All right. Next question.
Dearest Lex and Brig, is there any way to see what Windows updates are missing on computers in inventory? If not, are there any plans to do this or to see other vulnerabilities? Sincerely, Davin O.
Hey, Davin.
I wonder, is,
All right, so there's the
Yeah.
because
there's particular updates that can be
Yeah.
missing, and then there's like, are you just missing the latest?
our collections tell you what the latest is.
Yeah.
Boy, that would be a tough one. I mean, you think
That
of all
is.
the possibilities of things that could be out of sync.
Yeah, you'd
not
almost,
current.
yeah, you'd almost have to create a collection that had like a list of the KBs. And I believe, Chris, you did one for the WannaCry, didn't you?
Yes, and
Yeah.
this is the short answer is what we gather in inventory is pretty comprehensive, but doesn't have possibly all the different statuses and everything you can
Yeah.
get. You're going to want to use the Windows Update Agent API, and then it gets a bit hairy after that.
So look at what Chris did right here.
Yeah.
And that's just for the WannaCry.
Yeah, this is for the WannaCry not patched,
Yeah,
because we're
so-
looking at specific patches on that. So you could actually right-click, duplicate that, and then use that as a template to create your own.
That's a lot of work, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
But if
do
you're
you
more
have
concerned,
Office? Do you not have Office?
Yeah.
Do you have,
yeah, do you have this? Do you have
Visio? Do you not have Visio? So yeah, that's a big,
that? It is.
can be done.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
But
work.
the way that Microsoft now has migrated to doing their updates for Windows 7, 8, and 10, because they're doing cumulatives and roll-ups and all of that, if you've got the latest, you are up to date.
Yes.
So
If you miss February's, but you pick up August,
Yep.
you're good.
You're fine.
You're good. You
Yeah,
got
it is cumulative. So if you want to, just the collections that we have in here, where we've got like the older versions, and where are the cumulative updates, and we've got the old versus the latest. Pretty much, if you're the latest, you're fine. You're going to be okay as far as either security or the cumulative or the roll-ups, whichever one applies to your
Now,
particular
just
OS.
want to make sure that's the OS, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, OS specific.
OS specific.
Yep.
I can't even say specific.
Specific. I
There we
know.
go.
I can't talk today either. That's all right. I'm sorry. But yeah, so that's probably the best way of doing it. And again, we maintain that, so it's good. All right.
It's good.
Oh, wait, hold on. Chris has a thought.
Chris, got to
One
figure
more
out.
thought here, since we don't track right now the .NET stuff or the stuff
Office,
in Windows 10.
SQL. Yeah.
There's some that we do in our Windows updates when we do get hotfix, like you would in PowerShell on the hotfix window for ours when we scan. But anything that's not in there, it might have been installed by a different means and won't be in the same repository that we're looking for. And you will have to use the Windows Update Agent API to get that.
Oh, really?
So be aware. Then that's where it gets a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and another note on this, I'm sorry, is we get a lot of support tickets that come in about like, hey, listen, it's listed here. I'm showing that it's installed, but it's not actually showing up in inventory. Chances are pretty good, actually an 80% to 90% chance that there's something wrong with the WMI repository on that particular machine. And so you can either send that to us and we'll give you the information, or you can search on our knowledge base and there's some WMI help on there
Yeah.
that just basically salvage repository, repair repository. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. Okay.
Well, that was like a little squirrel thought. A good
Yes.
one, but
All
squirrel.
right. Shh, there we go. All right.
My turn?
Yes. Sorry, Kelly.
Just checking. Dear Lex and Brig, what account is used by the PDQ Deploy PDQ Inventory service accounts? I find myself changing these service passwords as my administrator account password requires an update. How do I fix this so it is all done automatically? Sincerely, Jorlando D.
Okay.
All right.
Get a drink?
Yeah, I'm gonna have
No.
a drink already. Just because
No,
I'm like,
this is-
not that I'm stumped. It's just like, okay,
No.
the credentials you set up are what are used
for the background
for the
service.
background service.
Yeah. So if you're using, well, it depends. Like if you're using service accounts specifically to run PDQ Deploy and PDQ Inventory credentials, like the scan user and then the deploy user, that's one thing. If those need password changes, and Chris and I were talking about this earlier, if you've got these kinds of issues, local accounts.
Yeah.
Local accounts.
Okay, run
a local service account to run the background service account for PDQ deploy in PDQ inventory, and then in the actual credentials, use a local account, and you can push that out via GPO if they're all domain joined machines.
So we've had a debate about this, but I think I've finally come over to the dark side. I agree. You know, if you're having issues, put a local account and use that.
Yep.
Chris, just over there going,
Yeah, this is one of those things I think Brig and I have kind of been talking about for a while.
Yeah.
Quite some time.
Yep. And local accounts just makes everything a lot easier. And that way you're not beholden to a domain policy. You can actually create those accounts until we get Labs integration. You can actually create those domain accounts and put a huge long password in there, or not domain accounts, those local accounts, huge long password, keep it in a safe, and then that way you should never have to worry about it changing. So yeah, it's pretty safe. All right.
Oh, fabulous Lex and Brig, what is the advantage of the retry queue rather than putting a heartbeat on my schedule? Love ya, Kathleen F.
Hey, Kathleen.
Lex?
Okay. I would say if you can use a heartbeat, use that instead of the retry queue. That's, you know,
Yes.
anytime you can use a heartbeat instead of retry, always better.
Yes.
The retry queue, you know, you're going to queue up a deployment, and it's just going to run on a time schedule, whether there's someone out there or not. So it's kind of like blindly launching it out there, right?
It's just like, okay, I have you, and we're going to redeploy.
Oh, it's not there. All right, try again in an hour.
Oh, we're going to redeploy.
So-
Okay, and it's over and over again. Where Heartbeat is smart. Heartbeat's like, okay, I see that you're offline, and now you're online again. I'm going to start that deployment. Yes.
Now, the other thing about your retry queue is you're going to see deployment attempts, and they're going to, you know, if you have thousands of those, they're going to start filling up your database. So just a little database cleanup if you're doing that.
Yeah. So Heartbeat.
Heartbeat.
Yeah, I'm
Way
100% Heartbeat. Retry queue does have its place and does have its purposes in particular environments, but yeah, if you Heartbeat is
You got an option, run the heartbeat.
run
Yeah.
Heartbeat.
Thought by Chris. Yay, hi.
Thought by Chris.
So I'm about 99% heartbeat myself, but one of those use cases are, so the way that the heartbeat trigger is triggered is based off when we scan that machine, which only happens by default every 2 minutes at the lowest. And so if during that 2 minutes or that 2 minute window a machine reboots, you will not detect that it has gone from an offline to an online state.
That is a good
And that's
point.
very important. And so if you know and you have machines in your environment that are all on SSDs, for example, they're just really fast, you're never going to get them unless they're offline for a significant amount of time for like updates.
Yep.
So in that case, retry queue might be your best bet.
Yeah.
So just be aware.
Yep,
That's a good
that
case,
is.
you know,
Yep,
outlier. I like to call that an outlier, Chris.
It is. That's why I said 99%. Here's the 1%.
Yeah. There's the 1%. Yeah, especially since we default to Heartbeat to 5 minutes. So yeah, most machines, even slower machines, will boot up within 5
Right.
minutes. So yeah, you miss within that window. All right.
Dear Lex and Brig, it seems that 13.3 is the latest version that can deploy to Windows XP in 2003. Unfortunately, some of my clients still have XP and 2003, even 100 plus hosts. So this is sad news. Aw. I know that they should update, but is there any way to support deploying to legacy clients, or is downgrading the only option? Sincerely, Miroslav C.
Good question, Miroslav.
Hey,
Yeah.
you got to stay at 13.3 if you're deploying to XP. I mean, it's really, unless,
Yes.
there's an,
Okay. So one of the really great things about our licensing model is that we license per admin,
Yeah.
not by the number of consoles that you have. So if you have
okay, so
you've got like a laptop, something like that, put 13.3 on that, use that to deploy only to your XP
XP
machines, and then keep your 14, if you want to run that in central server mode or however you want to run that, just that 13.3, that's what you're going to be using just for your XP machines. You can put that on a laptop, something else, you know,
build a
when you
nice
need to
little
deploy.
XP
Yeah.
dynamic collection and deploy to those. Yeah.
Yep, and just deploy to those. So that way you can have your cake and you can eat it too. Yep, you can have, yes. So I would recommend doing that. In fact, I've recommended that several times because we've had a lot of people like, I've lost the ability. Yeah, well, just install this 13.3. And you can just go ahead and deploy to XP, and you can still keep your console and
Your
still
license
licensed.
compliant,
Yeah.
yeah.
you're license compliant. So
Just
perfect.
can't connect with central server as we.
Yeah, can't connect to
Yeah,
central server.
oh, that's true.
Yeah, which is fine because it's really just going to be only for XP. So local mode's fine for those. All right.
Dear Lex and Brig, is there a way to view a computer in inventory and see what updates, not Windows updates, that specific computer is missing? We have systems that are off and on our network, and I would like a way to view them when they are on our network and see what updates they are missing in one view. Thanks, Jala Pena.
Hey. I think this one kind of goes back to the other one. It's like
Yeah.
there are so many variables there.
Yeah.
You could, I mean, we've got collections for a lot of things. Anything that's out, a lot of the really popular stuff in our package library, we've got collections for, but you start doing one-offs that, we haven't seen, those kind of things.
Yeah.
You would have to you could make collections and use variables, because then you could just go change variables for the version numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, what are your thoughts?
Well, okay, so if it's particular updates that we have, like where we have in the collection library, what you could do is you create a secondary collection where you're looking for a collection that contains the word old, or that contains that, and you could actually do that. And then that would list all of the machines. You'd want to run a report on this, though, because you'd also want to enumerate, like, which old, and then group it by that column. Let's see if we can get that working. This is just an idea.
Okay, so this is what this looks like. And again, we're using variables here, so that's
Yeah.
how we change our variables on the back end to make it easy that we don't have to rewrite these every time.
Yep.
So, I don't know, what are your thoughts on
Let's
this?
see. Chris, am I on the right track here? Is this kind of just is this a Quixotic quest that I'm on right now?
So my thoughts, yeah, that's the correct way to do it. If you need some way to view it, kind of going a step above that, if it's software that's in our package library, use auto deployments,
Yeah.
because then you're always going to have it up to date. We just spoke about the heartbeat trigger. If these are machines that are offline for a while and suddenly get back online, it will trigger that heartbeat trigger, and you can have it set up to deploy all the software that's not updated.
True.
So,
And anything outside of that, you're going to have to maintain, you're going to have to build collections for, and by all means, copy the collections that we have, and,
Just
build your own. What are you doing?
there we go. I get confused. I have inventory dyslexia. All right, and so then we can just filter, and then I'm just trying something out here. I know it's
Trying
live. I'm
some out,
sorry,
but-
but I want to see.
I was going to be very impressed if you were able to find Windows updates through just...
Yeah.
Oh no, it won't be Windows updates. It'll just be updates.
Oh, just the updates. Okay.
Yeah.
Even still, if you were able to find that just through the memory,
Oh. Cap
be
locks.
impressive. Type like Lex.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
I know, so bad.
I don't even have to say it anymore. All right, so
Okay, so those are all of the collections where we have membership or that are old. So these are all
Okay.
out-of-date machines.
All right.
You group them by this, and then you can just check, oh, look, I want to know who has Firefox. Oh, that machine.
it's like a one-stop shop. See all
Yeah.
the old stuff?
Yep.
Okay.
And you can actually print that out, whatever. But I mean, this was the idea that I was going with. Chris, is that kind of that seems like a relatively easy way of seeing like what's outdated, at least what's in the collection library.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Now the mic's on. Yes.
Okay. And if you were to create like your own collection or your own dynamic collections, and you were used as latest and old as well, then that would automatically
here.
pull that out too. So yeah, if you replicate like what we've sort of done in your own environment, then you would be able to pull that information and get that.
I learned something new today. Thanks, Brig.
You bet.
I'll drink to that.
Yep. I
And
love
our final question of the day, I have multiple Autodesk deployments. After each deployment, there are still more updates that need to be manually run. Can I tell PDQ Deploy to pause until I manually update from that machine? Sincerely, Chris C.
Can you tell it to pause?
To
I mean,
pause.
Kate, you can put a pause in there. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
going to do what you're looking for. I mean, you could probably.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of variables,
Moving parts
yeah,
there,
and
yeah.
contingencies here. Like when you manually update the machine, if that requires a reboot or anything like that, then that would be something that would be
You could do that in deploy, actually.
yeah, and you'd want to end that. Well, you want to end the deployment, manually update, and then have another deployment that would finish or complete that deployment. If you've got to run manual updates within that framework. Yeah, that's kind of a rough one because
I mean,
there's a lot of
You could
variables
put
there.
that's.
If you don't need a reboot or something like that, yes, you could put a wait step in there, and for however long that you would need to do that, RDP in, run some manual updates, and then that would kick off after a particular period of time. But yeah,
We all got
You
stumped.
got
Grab your.
stumped.
Grab
All
your-
right.
Wait,
grab your-
wait,
Chris is over here.
Chris is over there for the win.
I'm just waiting for you guys to finish talking. So I didn't interrupt. And you can tell I'm excited because I'm talking really fast now. So, first off, defining what manually run means. Does that mean it has no silent parameters, no auto, like unattended parameters that you can do for that? Because if there are and you just don't know about them, then it'll be a little exploratory. But in addition to that, if you absolutely have no silent parameters to work from, we have deploy interactive as one of the run as types, which you can run and have it show up on the screen. And if you do that, you can use stuff, and you might have another step that's an AutoIt script, or maybe a PowerShell script using the send keys. And you can actually send keys to your thing, to your application. Do tab, enter, tab, spacebar, enter, whatever that you need to send to it, and actually do it that way. I've done this for applications that cannot be automated silently. So.
Yeah, there's AutoIt, and then auto hotkeys is another one.
Yeah, and then in PowerShell, if you just use the send keys method, so if you add nerd blah blah blah, I know I'm talking here, I can't show, so it's hard, but you can do it in PowerShell with send keys. If you Google send keys PowerShell, you'll find it.
Yes, great. Thanks, Chris.
Maybe that'll be a good one for your next PowerShell thingy.
Yeah, some send key stuff. That's really good.
Well, guys, thanks for hanging with
Yes.
Brig and Chris and I and the
Thanks
rest
for
of
all
the
your
crew.
questions.
Hopefully, we didn't suck too bad.
Yeah. It's my first time doing PDQ A. I hope it was good.
We'll catch you all later.
Right, thanks. Bye.
Thanks for joining our webcast today. Congratulations, Jeffrey O. and Davin O. No relations. Winners of PDQ swag. Also, Scott A., winner of our PDQ coaster. Send us your info at webcast@pdq.com. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you back here next week.